we are going to go back to February 10th because one game we just mentioned but did not discuss is Mario Kart 64. So when you look at the big titles of the year, I think they really are Super Mario, Wave Race, Mario Kart. You got GoldenEye, and you got Star Fox, which that one we didn't bring up a lot because that's gonna have its own full episode, right? So we're gonna be talking about that, and Blast Corps for me. So Keith, talk to me about that kart racer that got quite popular, especially with 4 players.
That kart with the Italian man on it. But I like when you talk about Mario Kart, it's really in a league of its own when it comes to party arcade kart racing games, and Mario Kart 64.
It's a very specific genre.
Yeah, very. You can cut the kart racer from there.
Yeah,
but
it's the best of the kart racers with blue shells genre.
Exactly, but it doesn't really make it in the red shell category. There's just one better. But yeah, Mario Kart 64, arguably one of the best Mario Kart games of all time. I played a lot of it as a kid, and I loved this game. Like, some of the most iconic tracks in it, building off of what they did in Super Nintendo. Great game.
Yeah, I'm trying to, and I'll kind of ask this after I give my thoughts on Mario Kart 64, because I have a question to pose for you guys. But for Mario Kart 64, I just wasn't big on the Super Nintendo one. It just didn't really draw me in. But 64, there was something about it that just made it a lot more enjoyable. I don't know if it was just the visuals, because on the Super Nintendo, the visuals were pretty bland. For a lot of Super Nintendo games looked incredible when you're trying to do that 3D perspective. It didn't interest me that much. But Mario Kart 64, expanding some of the characters, and it was a lot of fun. And again, it was one of those pivotal party games. And I don't know if it's the tracks themselves or what, but I kind of want to ask you guys, what is it about Mario 64 that people still go back to it? Because, I mean, a lot of people will say, Double Dash is the best one, or Mario Kart 8, now that it's been the same Mario Kart for like 15 years now. But what is it about Mario 64? Is it the courses? Because it doesn't really have like a unique gimmick like Double Dash or something like that. So why do people always go back to Mario 64? Is it just nostalgia, or what is it?
For me, I think, like for context, Double Dash to me is the first one that really connected with me. Like you, Super Mario Kart, great game, but I was never a fan of the graphics. I always felt disoriented. I never got that. With Mario Kart 64, I think for a lot of people, that is what they envisioned from Super, but they got it here. Because even with the graphics, I think a lot of people forget that the characters are sprites. They're not 3D. But a lot of people, it's like when you ask, Ryan, like, what do you think about Mario Kart 64? They think, Super Mario 64 had 3D graphics, like fully one. So, of course, the characters are also like that. And that's not the case. So, I think it's like this perfect balance of you have a little bit of the retro because of the sprites of the characters. The animation is very simplistic. Like when you go back, this is very, very simple animation. And you have GoldenEye that came out in that same year, just for reference of just how much 3D graphics evolved. And I think it's just like a very solid, fun racing game. And at the end of the day, it's, look, you have 4 controllers and you shoot people with shells. And this is your first time probably doing this, because if you go before February, you have your Cruis'n USA, but you're not shooting people from your car. You have Wave Race, which is great, but there's no action. This gave you a little bit of everything, and it was the first one for the console. And at least for me, I think that's why so many people remember it so fondly.
Yeah, the problem with Cruis'n USA or Wave Race was that you weren't Mario in it, so you instantly attract a fan base just from having that cast of characters. But I think Juan hit the nail on the head with that one. When you look back at the Super Nintendo Mario Kart, you could see the potential, even though like the racing genre just wasn't there yet, like it was still cool getting to race as those characters and being on those tracks. But the benefit of 3D in Mario Kart 64 and just adding a whole new layer and life to these characters and tracks, things like Bowser's Castle. Like when I think of Mario Kart 64, I think of the Bowser's Castle track just because of how cool I thought it was that you were going around Bowser's Castle and being able to race through it. Like when you think about that track versus its Super Nintendo equivalent, like it's tough to compare it almost just because of how much more life and how much more you're in it, and it feels this is going to sound weird, but it feels less video gamey in the way that you are like you can have that extra layer of immersion. Like you're not just seeing the pixels and the sprites and the weird things flying by it. Like as a kid, you were there. You were in Bowser's Castle. You were racing on Rainbow Road, which is still very cool. I am a Rainbow Road defender, and all of those different tracks. Like
I liked that the Peach's Castle level, you could actually drive over to the castle if you wanted
that
to.
Was everybody did that, right?
Just
You had to.
mind
You had
blown
to.
at
Yeah,
that
you're
point.
like, oh, I want to go in the castle and play Mario 64. It's like, just put in the game, you idiot.
They have to do like an attachment, like the Sega attachment, like Sonic. You just put one game on top of the other. That would have been amazing. Hey, we really hope you enjoyed this podcast clip. And if you did, guess what? You can listen to the full episode right now by searching for Quest Rewind on your favorite podcast app, including Spotify. And while you're at it, follow us over there so you never miss a new episode.